There is a voice within you that has been whispering, soft, persistent, sacred. Not everyone can hear such a whisper, but you can. And today, the heavens respond. You've carried this connection like a quiet flame in your heart, not fully understanding why it burns so consistently, yet unable to extinguish it. You've tried to forget. You've tried to silence the longing. Still, something always brings your soul back to this person. The angels want you to know, it's not by chance. This pull, this ache, it's divine choreography. You were placed on their path as a light in the midst of their dark night. Not to save them. Not to fix what they haven't confronted. But to reflect back to them the sacred truth of who they are, and who they've forgotten themselves to be. Your presence is not accidental, the angels whisper. Your soul was sent. There's a tenderness you hold that breaks through their defenses, a radiance that disrupts everything they've built to protect themselves. They cannot explain it, but they feel it. And they remember something ancient when they look at you. A love that doesn't begin here. A knowing beyond this life. You are not here to chase. You are not here to prove your worth. You are the sign. You are the message. You are the divine interruption that changes their story. Let this truth resonate through your being. You were sent. And to affirm this, heaven has aligned what comes next. A sign. A gesture. A word spoken out loud or in silence, but meant solely for your soul to hear. It will come, and you will know without a doubt that everything you've felt has always been real. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1 verse 6. You may wonder why someone who feels so deeply still keeps you at a distance. The angels ask you to look beyond the silence, beyond the hesitation. What you perceive as avoidance is often not rejection, but protection of wounds that are still raw beneath the surface. This person, they have built walls so high that even they don't know what they're guarding anymore. What you awaken in them is beautiful, but it is also terrifying. Because your light touches places they've kept hidden for years, memories they buried and emotions they labeled as weakness. You didn't ask to hold that mirror, but simply by being who you are, you became it. The angels say, this soul was not ready, but they were longing for you anyway. They learned to survive through detachment and by mastering control. So love, in its most raw and spiritual form, feels like danger. It threatens the version of themselves they worked so hard to maintain. You may feel punished for being consistent, punished for loving gently. But that's not what's happening. They are not afraid of you, they're afraid of what they feel around you. And the heart, when confronted with truth, often chooses the familiar pain over the unfamiliar healing. The angels are with them in the stillness. They are with you in the waiting. And even when nothing is said, something sacred is being reshaped in the invisible. Hold compassion, not resentment. See the fear behind the mask. And remember, no soul resists love forever, not when it's this true. The angels pause here, not to speak of them, but to speak of you. You've given so much of your energy trying to understand, trying to hold space, trying to be patient. And in the quiet moments, you've started to forget yourself, your softness, your light, your needs. Let me remind you, you were never meant to disappear just to be loved. The angels lean in and say, do not dim yourself to meet someone in their shadow. You are the flame. There is a cost to loving someone who is still learning how to receive love. And the cost cannot be your peace. You have walked through enough storms. You have bent for enough people. And now, heaven is calling you back to yourself. Rest. Refill. Reclaim. Because the truth is, your magnetism isn't born from pursuit or perfection. It comes from that rare, quiet power you hold when you are centered, radiant, and unapologetically whole. You do not need to prove anything to be chosen. You do not need to be smaller to fit into someone else's unfinished healing. You are allowed to pause the story. To breathe. To love them silently from afar while loving yourself actively, here and now. The angels say this clearly. When you care for your soul, you remind the universe that you are ready, not just to love, but to be loved in return. And so you return to yourself, not in retreat, but in reverence. Something happens when you walk into a room. They look at you and forget how to breathe. Not because you are loud, but because you reflect a version of them they barely recognize. The one they've hidden. The one they've buried. The one they forgot they could become. You are not just a presence in their life. You are a mirror. And not everyone is ready to see themselves that clearly. The angels speak gently. Your light does not intimidate them. Their shadow does. They see the way you stand in your truth, even when it trembles. They notice how you speak with heart, how your silence carries more wisdom than most people's words. You remind them that authenticity is possible. That love can be safe. That truth can feel like home. But here's the wound. For years, they've lived pretending, wearing masks to survive. And you see through all of it. Your gaze strips them down without judgment. That's what makes it unbearable and irresistible. They cannot unsee what you reflect. They cannot unknow what you activate. So they oscillate between pulling you closer and pushing you away. The angels are clear. This is not rejection. It's revelation. You are not just a passing moment. You are medicine. But healing can sting before it soothes. Let their avoidance remind you of your strength, not your weakness. You came into their life not to fix them, but to awaken them. And awakenings are rarely quiet. Something has shifted. You can feel it in the air around them, even if their words haven't changed. A softness in their energy. A pause in their rhythm. A crack in the armor. The angels lean closer and whisper, "The awakening has begun." No, they haven't said it out loud. They probably won't, at least not yet. But in the invisible realms, something is opening. Slowly, reluctantly, but undeniably. This is the part of the journey where hearts begin to remember, even as minds still resist. You may notice it in how they look at you when they think you're not watching, or in the questions they ask, gentle, curious, afraid to hope. They're listening with their soul now, not just their ears. And though they still guard their emotions, there's something sacred in the way they linger near your light, as if trying to memorize it. The angels say this clearly. They are beginning to see you not as an interruption, but as a sign. You were never here to convince them. You were here to remind them of what love can be, of what it means to be seen, of the truth their heart buried long ago. This is the quiet revolution, the one that starts inside them before it ever reaches you. Don't rush this part. Don't demand proof. It's working. It's awakening. And even now, even in silence, their soul is whispering your name. You've seen it before, the closeness, the warmth, the spark, followed by the silence, the retreat, the space, the sudden change. And you've wondered over and over, did I do something wrong? The angels want you to know, no, beloved soul, this is not about your worth. It never was. This pattern is not rejection, they say. It is a soul in conflict, caught between longing and fear. There is a cycle here, one rooted in old wounds. When love starts to feel safe, that's exactly when it becomes dangerous for someone who has only experienced love as unpredictable, conditional, or fleeting. So they run. Not from you. From what you represent. Because staying would mean surrendering control. Letting go of the stories that once protected them. And learning how to accept love without needing to earn it, without suffering for it. And that is terrifying. You in your consistency, disrupt their rhythm. You in your grace, reveal where they still hold back. You in your truth, call forth their own. The angels say, they will return. Not out of need, but out of recognition. Every time they pull away, something still pulls them back. A quiet knowing. A memory. A soul agreement too deep to forget. This is the dance of awakening. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Do not shrink to keep them close. Do not chase what is already being drawn to you. Let love teach them. Let absence resonate. Let your light do what words cannot. They are coming home to something. And that something is you. Not all healing comes with noise. Some of the deepest changes happen in stillness. The angels show me this image, your love, like a bomb, spreading through wounds they never dared to touch. No words needed. No explanations. Just your presence. Just your being. They didn't know love could feel this quiet, this gentle, this safe. You were not loud in your affection. You did not force closeness. You simply loved from where you stood, rooted, patient, radiant. And that love? It began to mend what even time could not. Love is not the reward, the angels say. Love is the remedy. In your laughter, they remembered joy. In your silence, they found space to breathe. In your forgiveness, they saw a version of themselves they thought was lost. This was not a coincidence. You were chosen to be part of their healing journey, not to finish it, but to start it. Even when they turned away, your energy remained. Even when they resisted, your love stayed gentle. And in that consistency, something shifted. They may not have thanked you. They may not have spoken the words. But inside, they've started to unravel the lies they once believed about themselves. That they were unlovable, too broken, too much. Because you never flinched. You stayed, not in proximity, but in essence. And now, your love lingers in their thoughts like a hymn they don't yet know the lyrics to, but cannot forget. You are the memory they keep reaching for when the world grows too loud. You are the medicine they didn't know they needed. There are moments when everything feels still, like heaven is holding its breath. You're in one now. The angels speak softly. This waiting is not absence. It is preparation. You've asked why the timing never seems to align. Why they feel close, and then far. Why the connection pulses, but refuses to settle. And the answer is this: divine timing is not based on convenience. It is based on readiness. You are not just waiting for someone to choose you. You are being prepared to receive what you asked for, without settling, without shrinking. This journey is not random. Every delay, every silence, every twist was allowed to shape you. And them. Not to punish, but to prepare. The angels show a path lit only by the next step. No map. Just trust. And they whisper again, this is not the end. This is alignment. Your prayers have been heard. Your tears have not been wasted. Heaven has watched you hold space, even when your own heart cracked wide open. They are guiding this person too. Gently. Persistently. Breaking down their resistance with grace. Softening the places where fear still lives. But some miracles require time to bloom. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. You do not need to force what is divine. You only need to keep your heart open. Because love is not late. It is unfolding. And soon, it will arrive. There's a silence that comes before confession. A breath held. A truth trembles, waiting for courage. They are there now. The angels say, this soul wants to love, but doesn't yet know how to fall without armor. You see their strength, the one they show to the world. But beneath it, there's a child still waiting to be told they are safe, even when they break. They want to open. They want to let you in. But the very idea of being seen, truly seen, terrifies them. Not because of you, but because love, real love, strips away the masks they've worn for decades. You ask, why do they run when they feel most close? Because vulnerability is not instinct. It is a learned trust. And you feel too true to be safe. They are still learning that intimacy doesn't have to come with pain. That love can be a sanctuary, not a storm. This is their edge. You've brought them to it, not by pressure, but by presence. And now they linger there, afraid to leap, afraid to lose. But the angels say, every step toward you is also a step toward themselves. Do not mistake their hesitation for indifference. What they feel is enormous. What they fear is being shattered by it. There is a sacred tenderness in this chapter. It's fragile, but it's real. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. So hold compassion, not expectation. Let them come slowly, because when they do, it will be everything. Some loves are not meant to be chased. They are meant to be trusted. The angels rest their hands upon your shoulders now, their message a quiet hush in your chest. You have done enough. You have loved enough. Now, just be. This journey was never about controlling the outcome. It was about remembering your worth regardless of it. Yes, this connection changed you. It opened you up, revealed your depths, cracked you where the light could enter. And yes, it was sacred. But now, let go of the need to know how it ends. Let go of the loops in your mind that replay what could have been. It's time to stop waiting for someone else's healing to validate your heart. You were not sent here to prove your worth through another's readiness. You were sent to awaken something divine, in them, yes, but also in you. You've been faithful. You've held space. You've listened for signs in every silence. And now, you are being called to surrender. The angels whisper, acceptance is not giving up. It is bowing to what is real. And what's real is this: you deserve a love that chooses you freely, that does not delay, deny, or diminish you. If it is meant to be, it will rise. It will return. And it will not ask you to shrink. Until then, stand tall in your truth. Walk forward in peace. Because the most powerful act of love is letting go without closing your heart. The sacred remains. The soul remembers. And what is written for you will never pass you by.